Hi, this is Krista from KBN NYC. Today I met up with 4 New York dating bloggers and we talked about everything from online dating, relationships, sex, and even broken hearts. And here's what they had to say.
I had a girlfriend that I told like all the time, be like, everything I do is art. And she would call me on that maybe 90% of the times I'd say it. She's like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Very much in terms of you, the cart.
And how did you take that?
Pretty well.
Pretty well,
yeah.
okay. You took it on board.
Yeah, when I said it, half the time was tongue in cheek. The other half the time was slapping myself pretty hard on the back.
Okay, like filling yourself up. So Tom, I mean, you, as you said yourself, you tend to write about generic dating and people outside of yourself. What about your own dating life? I mean, have you had, like Jack here, the heart ripped out?
Yeah, everyone's definitely had their heart ripped out. Unfortunately, like my dating has been like so minimal. It's like I either am in a relationship with someone or a one-night stand. There's been very few. There's been very few like 1, 2, 3 dates with someone. I really haven't had that New York experience. But
you mean you sorry to interject. You mean you'll meet somebody and you'll be like, you know what, this is going somewhere, and you're just in it immediately?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so obviously when I fall hard and I fall very fast, like when something's exactly right, and it's like, wham! I think I lived with a girl after like 6 weeks once.
Wow.
So maybe it was 8 weeks, but like it was
not 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Yeah.
It was
50 weeks.
Yeah, 52 weeks. It was a hustle.
Okay, and I get that feeling with you as well, Jack. Like if you met someone, despite it all, you'd go in guns blazing.
She'd have to be extraordinary.
Oh yeah. Well, that's exactly it.
I mean, yeah, but okay, that starts going into a whole other different thing. I mean, you have to be realistic to an extent, but what you're saying is if you met somebody who amazed you,
realistically, the hard part about being an adult is that you live this life and you have some successes and you have some setbacks, and you have to accept both completely. You have to learn enough from your successes to not try to repeat them, because repeating past success is too low a goal. You have to have your past as your competition, not your goal. At the same time, you have to learn enough from your mistakes so that you don't repeat them, and then forget all of it so that you're open to making new mistakes.
Right.
If you can't forget, the mistakes, you can't be open to making new ones. And I've got new mistakes to make. I know.
We all do.
Look, everyone comes with baggage. The issue is whether or not people carry their own bags or whether they're expecting you to be their valet.
We all come with something, and ultimately, especially if you're a single person in your 30s, mid-30s, your 40s, of course you're going to have a 20-year or whatever it is, 25-year dating history that is going to factor in to some degree to your present dating reality. And it's up to you to figure out how you get over that. Jeffrey.
Yes.
The last, what do you have, like a great love, kind of? Because again, you don't write a lot about your personal stuff.
Yeah, it's not.
You hint at some experiences you might have had, or an attitude that you might have, but you never reference actual women that you've been with, or a situation that's really kind of broken you, or.
I've definitely had several of those. I guess the ones that have been really deep is where I got lost. You get lost in the other person in the relationship. Your sense of self is kind of, I don't know, energetically you're kind of like you're not like planted. You're kind of outward reaching. You're grasping. You're looking for, validation, approval, or whether if she's really hot, or wow, if other things aren't going really well in my life, as long as I have a really beautiful, good, solid relationship, that kind of compensate yourself, with your family, but also with yourself, maybe with other guys, and just in your head, like a woman kind of is a kind of a symbol, in addition to like a car or a nice job of a successful guy, stereotypically.
Okay, so you're saying that you got into relationships, or stayed in relationships, if you will, for the wrong reasons, that they weren't, that they validated something outside of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, all the the women that I chose were great women. I think things maybe could have worked out well, but it was just over time, after the first initial hump, it was kind of the reality of other areas that I wasn't really focusing on, kind of crept up.
Okay.
And so that's kind of, and then so basically, so if you plant all your eggs in one basket in terms of a woman, woman leaves, all
You're
the
screwed. You've got no
eggs.
You're,
You're
you're left
in a
with what
mess.
you were avoiding before. So
Okay.
that's one of the biggest lessons I think that I get.
Thanks to these 4 guys for sharing their stories. I had a great time today and understand the penis perspective just a little bit better. So ladies, take your neighborhood guy for a drink and see what you can learn.